special thank you to UNH Scotland. Leadership is not planned. It's normally something you're so passionate about that you become a leader because of consistency, dedication, sacrifice, and hard work. We are in unprecedented times, and it is these times that we must have hope and courage as we become a new generation in action of leaders who have the ability to play our part in addressing climate crises and gender. Today's topic is a topic of gender and climate change. Let me first address what is climate change? Climate change is the biggest threat facing humanity, and no longer is this in doubt. According to the United Nations Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change, the world must cut its carbon dioxide emissions to a net zero by 2015 in order to prevent global warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius or likely more. Climate change is impacting human lives and health, from clean air, safe drinking water, nutritious food supply, safe shelter, and decades of progress in global health are now in jeopardy. According to WHO, between 2030 and 2015, climate change is expected to cause an estimated of 250,000 additional deaths per year. By 2030, we are looking at 2 to 4 billion direct damages and costs to health. Now, reducing emissions of greenhouse gases through better transport, food, and energy results in improved health within this century. Now, the Paris Agreement on climate change is therefore potentially the strongest agreement of this century. Now, the other topic that we have, because I'm sure everyone here knows exactly what climate change is. So as a woman, now we're going to get into why does gender matter in this? Where does this come from, gender? Gender matters in achieving equitable, sustainable development. Here are the key problems. It is believed that women produce 60 to 80% of food in developing countries, yet worldwide, they're only 10 to 20% of agricultural land that they own. Rural women are particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change due to limited access and control over resources fundamental to the adaptation and limited participation and equal access to productive resources needed for agricultural livelihoods, and the last to eat at times when food is scarce. Women, though, have valuable skills and knowledge that contribute to the world. Women farmers around the world are still taking the lead despite all in putting crop conservation and diversification strategies into practice as a way to strengthen local climate change adaptation capacities. Women farmers play a key role in the local seed system, although they're often overlooked by researchers, development personnel, policies, and programs. Now, when we look at the Paris, we must deliver an ambitious and equitable agreement that keeps our global warming from happening, and we must protect human rights of all people. We must ensure gender equality at its core as a guiding mandate. However, it is also critically important to look ahead at the implementation and continued efforts towards gender responsive climate solutions. Gender equality and respect for all human rights are central to an effective climate change agreement. Gender equality in all aspects of the Paris Agreement. Women are already working to solve the climate change, contributing innovative and gender just solutions. Now, we have to become ambitious when it concerns mitigations, finance, loss, and damage, environmental and socially sourced technology. We must support transformative change first and foremost, and we must not stop events like this. We must continue to be advocates because we all, as a new generation in action, play a critical role. And the main key with us today is follow up. This is an amazing event we're having. We're meeting individuals that we normally would not meet, but we have to follow up, keep following up, and one person at a time, I tell everyone, can make a difference. We must prepare and raise awareness of our own projects that demonstrate women's innovative climate solutions. Now, before I touch on what our organization briefly is getting ready to launch, BBC had a report about climate change. Don't sideline plastic problem, nations urged. Scientists are warning politicians immersed in climate change policy not to forget that the world is also in the midst of plastic waste crises. So, what will climate change mean when we transform the way we live, water strategies, harder to produce foods, and in some regions are dangerous and hot? So when we look at climate change and gender, it's one of these things that is a bit overwhelming because when we look at the fact that we're in 2021, 2022 is coming, in many rural and communities, the COVID-19 has set us backwards. We truly have to redefine our goals, our strategies, and go in with plans and infrastructures. So our organization, New Generation in Action, holds the ECOSOC status to the United Nations. We help underserved and underrepresented individuals with media, film presentations, and also women and girls empowerment events. So because of this event and the motivation of where we're at within the world from needing to address the gender gaps and the climate change, we're going to be launching an effort to, first of all, provide education, because if people don't know, then how are they going to help? So we're going to unveil for the next 8 weeks partnerships. First of all, we're looking for partners with our international organization that's based in the United States, but we do international work. We're going to also make an effort in film and media packages, media brochures, and again, participating in this event, our organization will continue to work hard to represent the underserved and underrepresented people. And this, again, is crucial because when we tackle this environment, it's almost as if we're so far behind when we were so far ahead. So the only way that we're going to be able to catch up is for individuals like us to join forces on our causes. It's not my cause, it's not your cause, it's our cause. And again, through one person at a time, we can become a new generation of leaders. I will close to say that I am for gender equality, women's rights, and also we want to make sure that as we promote the gender rights, that we also make it that everything is equally distributed within this environment, with men and women having sustainable development goals for 2030. So I hope you enjoyed my discussion, and most important, I can state statistics all day long. I can state facts that are on the websites all day long. But the key with me agreeing to be here today is also to create a solution that is specifically targeted for this agenda. And I'm looking forward to the participation of all of you to help in this mission with what we're doing with media, film, and also events worldwide to educate, enlighten, and inform the audiences. Again, my name is Angelique Monet, and I'm very happy to be here with you today and all of the distinguished speakers.